Hello my friends, got a video for you here on LS engines and low oil pressure causes and repairs. So one of the biggest things that I find when you get an oil pressure issue is one of two fairly simple fixes. A lot of people freak out. It's not the end of the world if you check these things. It very well could be one of these. So the very first thing, the easiest thing, so this being the front of the engine, your intake would be up here, getting behind to the oil pressure sending unit. Now, if it's not the sending unit itself, and a lot of times it's not, it will be, there's a little screen underneath. So if you pull this out, again, it's a tight fit, so you'll probably lose a little bit of knuckle skin, but so inside here there's a screen. Generally what I will use is a pick. Kind of this style seems to work the best. It's got to be fairly long, so if you get inside you can kind of fish it out. I already have this one out of here. I actually run without the screen in there because all the screen does is it really prevents crap from getting into the orifice of the sending unit and messing with the sending unit. So that's your call. I keep clean oil. I change them regularly, so I'm not worried about that. But that's the first thing you want to check. That could solve your whole issue and you could be fine. Now the second thing, and this happens to a lot of these LS engines when they get up over 200K, is the oil pickup tube. So this is the oil pickup tube. Sits in kind of like that inside the oil pan. And this pickup tube, this O-ring gets really brittle, and over time it'll crack and you'll start to have like air go by, like suction go by it when it's working. So it's kind of like a straw. If you've ever been drinking and you get a little hole in your straw, you're not getting the same suction. So that is the principle of that. So this is an easy fix. If you got that issue, you got to be able to drop the pan. And then this is your new O-ring, part number 72401. It's a Fel-Pro. That's the one I personally use. So a lot of times that will solve your low oil pressure issue. Now, here's a cluster I have. If your oil pressure is at the middle here, about 275 or up, you're fantastic. I noticed that when that O-ring goes, the oil pressure will drop down to, just in between a quarter and halfway. And that's generally when that could be the culprit. So yeah, just to reiterate, check your sending unit and your screen first. And then if you're still having an issue and you can't figure it out, there's a very good chance it's your pickup tube, especially if you got over 200K on that engine. Now the third issue is one that this particular engine has. This is an LQ9, it's out of an Escalade. Oil pressure was down quite significantly. It was actually down to about an 1/8. So way down there. Not cool. So I pulled this apart. I had the pan off. Now the issue I found is one that actually is more common than you realize. Once these engines get over 300K, this one's about 320K, especially for the 6.0s I found, the cam bearing can actually slide. So one of the cam bearings has slid, at least one, and it's blocking off the oil, the passage, the gallery. So the pressure is dropping. It's not able to flow like it should. So that's the main issue with this one. Also that pickup tube was kind of getting brittle too, so it's kind of a combination, but the biggest thing is the cam bearing slid on this. So in the famous words of the YouTube specialist Sloppy Mechanic, your cam bearings are fine as long as you don't look at them. So I love that guy. If you haven't seen him yet, check out his channel. He's fantastic. He knows his stuff about LSs and a lot of other stuff. So yeah, your cam bearings can slide out of place given the age and kilometers on the engine. So yeah, those are the three things that I always look at. Again, start with the screen first and the sending unit. And then if that's not the issue and you got high kilometers, just check that O-ring. Just replace it anyway. You might as well. When you're in there, you can also clean up your windage tray and the pan and get all the sludge and crap out of there. And yeah. So I hope this video helps somebody. We're going to be doing a full rebuild on this engine, complete teardown. We're going with the stage 2 build. Going to be posting all of that from beginning to end on YouTube. Videos should start coming out on this. We're going to start the teardown here in a couple of weeks. We're going to show that, and then literally every step we do in the rebuild and the parts we use for it. So if you want to follow along with that, it's going to be fun. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, please feel free. Always happy to hear from people. I really appreciate your time and watching. I wish you the best of luck, and get out there and make an engine run. Whether it's a car, a sled, or whatever, go play. Thanks. See you next time. Bye.